Staff from the Government Accountability Office continue their rounds today, gathering information on the use of Compact Impact funds on Guam. Director of International Affairs and Trade at GAO, David Gutnick, met with Governor Eddie Calvo at Adelup. Chief of Staff Frank Ariola says the governor stressed the need for additional assistance.
There are issues that we have that we need to work with the federal government to get our share of the costing that our local government and our community has taken on.
Gutnick then headed to the legislature to meet with senators. Senator Frank Blas has stressed that the amount awarded to the territory in the past is insufficient.
Our unreimbursed costs are above now over $501 million. And my discussion with them is not just prospectively as to how much we need to increase the annual amounts. Obviously, $30 million to be spread amongst 4 different jurisdictions, and now possibly as much as 7 jurisdictions total. $30 million is not going to go a long way.
Gutnick concedes that the $30 million was never meant to be stretched so thin.
The $30 million was not intended to specifically cover all costs associated with compact migrants. It certainly was well below what the affected jurisdictions had reported prior to the amended compact.
He says the amount was appropriated back in 2003 when the Compact Impact was amended.
At that time, there were fewer compact migrants here, and at that time, of course, costs of providing health and education services were lower. So all of that has understandably increased over the past decade.
Speaker Judy Wonpat, who hosted the meeting with the GAO staff, says the legislature wanted to stress where they believe the accountability lies.
We wanted to make it very clear that this is in no way, of course, to say that we do not welcome, our Micronesian brothers and sisters, but more importantly, that this is an obligation of the United States and that they need to address this.
Gutnick and his staff from GAO were sent to the region under the request of Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo and 7 other members of Congress, but according to Wonpat, what the result of their visit will be remains to be seen.
We did ask the question whether once they've provided all this information, will they make some recommendations to Congress. They're not quite sure yet in terms of what exactly they'll do and what they'll be able to find.
The visit has included meetings with heads of various agencies, including Public Health and the Department of Education, as well as the Chamber of Commerce and members of the Micronesian community. Staff from the GAO will head to Saipan to continue their fact-finding mission, and then on to Arkansas, where a large population of Marshallese resides. Gutnick says they will synthesize all of the data collected and hopefully issue a report by the fall. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Lanny Walker.